What's up, folks? How's it going? This is Waj. Hope you guys are all doing well, and this is the DJI Mavic Mini. Now, this thing is kind of something that I've been wishing for many years. It essentially has most of the core characteristics of the DJI drone that has made them famous, but with an ultra-compact form factor that can kind of fit comfortably in your pocket. It also has the same footprint of your average smartphone these days, measuring around 140 by 82 by 57 millimeters in the folded position. Now, some of the other big highlights is a 30-minute battery life, 4-kilometer transmission distance between the drone and the controller, a vision positioning system that will allow the thing to be stable in virtually all environments, indoors and outdoors. It also has precision GPS hover enabled, as well as a controller that comes with the drone for under $400. Now, that's almost half the price as the Mavic Air and about a quarter of the price of the Mavic 2 Pro. Now, that being said, there are some inherent limitations that the Mavic Mini has over those other premium drones. Firstly, there's no 4K capturing capabilities. You're limited to at best 2.7Ks at 30 FPS. You can also shoot 60 frames per second at 1080p resolutions, and you have a maximum bitrate of around 40 megabits per second. Now, that means for serious aerial videographers and photographers, this is probably not the right drone for them. This is more of a travel companion, an excellent first drone. And based on my experience thus far, the footage coming out of this thing is definitely not bad. Fairly smooth, since we are using a 3-axis stabilized gimbal, and in even lighting condition, it's pretty passable for most applications, whether you're going to be publishing some media online or sharing some content from your latest vacation and things like that. Now, I did find that the dynamic range of the camera is fairly limited since we don't have HDR capabilities, so I did find at times the sky was completely blown out and I lost detail in the highlights, and vice versa. When I kept details in the highlights in the sky, I lost some shadow detail on the ground. So the overall image quality is just not going to be at the same level as something like a Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic Air, Phantom 4, and things like that. Now, some of the other things that are missing are some of the smart capabilities, including active obstacle avoidance, as well as smart active tracking capabilities, gesture modes, and some of the more machine learning processes that we found on the Mavic Air, Mavic 2 Pros, as well as the Phantom 4, and even the Spark drone had gesture and hand control capabilities. You're pretty much tied to the controller at all times to actually use the drone itself. Now, that being said, we still have the capability to do quick shots, which are specific moves that the drone does for a particular effect, including the droney, rocket, circular, and helix effect. And in order to perform these tasks, it does rely on the stereoscopic sensors at the front of the drone. Now, that might mean that with a firmware update in the future, we might unlock features such as active track as well as obstacle avoidance, since the underpinnings of those capabilities might be already inside the drone. But most likely, I'm probably not correct on that assumption. Now, the battery performance is just as good as some of the larger DJI drones, which is really awesome to see. DJI claims about 30 minutes of flight time on average. I experienced more like 24 to 25 minutes based on my experience thus far. I've flown the drone about 5 different discharge cycles, and that's still pretty darn awesome. Now, the battery configuration is a little bit different. There is no LED lights on the battery itself. Those are indicated specifically on the drone once you have the battery installed in there. And that's honestly not too much of a big deal, because you're going to be installing the battery inside the drone to charge it via the micro USB connection, or inside the multiple battery charger caddy that comes with the Fly More package when you get the Mavic Mini. Now, in closing, I think the Mavic Mini kind of replaces the DJI Spark, which earlier this year got discontinued. And even though we're missing the gesture control and face recognition system that the Spark introduced, we still are getting a better overall drone in terms of better overall video quality, with the fact that the Spark was limited to 1080p. Now we have 2.5K at 30 frames per second. We also have a much better battery life, and more importantly, even more compact, lightweight form factor, which is probably the biggest selling feature for a budget-oriented drone, especially for somebody getting into drones for the first time and doesn't want to lug around a huge item with them everywhere they go. This is actually something that's ultra portable and excellent for casual use. But besides that, guys, that's really it. Let me know if you guys want to see a direct comparison between this and the Mavic Air, which I still consider the best overall drone. We'll do a size comparison and everything like like that. So let me know if you're interested in that. Other than that, if you're interested in getting any of these drones, and use our affiliate link in the description down below, that helps us out tremendously, allows us to make all this content possible, and without your support, none of this would be possible. So thank you for your support, thanks for liking, and we'll see you later. Take care.